Hey, folks, welcome back to Jaytalk. This is Jay. And, of course, we have our wonderful co-host, Nick from the Nick Drop.
I wonder how long that's going to last. Hello, people. What's up?
How you doing, man?
Anybody going to get... And I'm doing good, man. Anybody going to get tired of my little wah at the beginning?
I don't think anybody's going to get tired of it, man.
I dare somebody to send me an email going, you need to get rid of that shit. That would be really funny.
What are you going to respond with?
I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. I don't think anybody's going to do it. So
there you go. I don't think anybody's going to care. I mean, come on. It's funny. It's all good.
Yeah, but they need to.
Yeah,
they need to.
But you want them to email you about other stuff. You don't care if they email you about the wah.
Feedback's always good.
I know.
Feedback is always good. Everybody's opinion always counts. It might not be something that we use, but you never know. You might end up on the show.
Yeah, you never know. You're right.
Yeah, I got some really good news today in my physical therapy. They said, Nick, you can stop coming if you want to. You're way beyond the 6 or 7 week,
right,
where you need to be. It says if they were to ask me right now if you could go back to work fully, they said, Nick, you ready to ride your motorcycle? As soon as your doctor clears you, you're good because we're good with it. And I said, no, I want to go ahead and work through and continue to learn different things that I can do for the future to keep myself in shape.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, he said, I'll send you some stuff, So I have to go in and get approval for the next 10 visits. So I don't have therapy this week, and I'll have one next week, and hopefully they'll approve the 10 more and go on. But yeah, I'm real happy with this doctor's amazing. I have to be the luckiest guy in the world. I did buy a lotto ticket today because I am lucky.
There you go.
I mean, it hadn't been painful.
Good for you. So
yeah. So what's up with you, man? You had to work today, didn't you?
I did have to work today. So
Sorry.
I actually had a really good day.
Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah. So it was I felt accomplished.
Good.
When you have those days, it's really kind of important. So, but yeah, no, it's overall, really good. We had a great weekend. It was.
Yes, we did.
It was.
Yes, we did.
Weather was phenomenal.
Yes, it was.
So
God, it was perfect.
Yeah. So for those of you who weren't in the Houston area, I think what was it when we got up, went to Renfest on Saturday, it was like 49 degrees outside.
Yes.
Low humidity. It was wonderful. No clouds in the sky. I think the high for the day was like 70 or
barely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, and that's what we're talking about today is Renfest in this past Saturday. Because, I of course, I go 3 times a year. But Nick hadn't been in 50 years, you said last time?
Exactly 50 years. I talked to my mother about it. The last time I went to Renfest, I was 8 years old.
Holy crap, dude.
Exactly 50 years.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So, of course, I invited him back to see the changes. Of course, also see it as an adult. It improves things, in my opinion. Right. You retain more things, plus you can do more things, and you have your own money, you can have more fun.
Right.
So, there were, of course, some things he couldn't do because of his shoulder, but there were some fun things he did do. But yeah, I mean, it's... So, okay, we'll start off. First impressions.
Oh, my God. Why in God's name have I not been going at least twice a year? It was amazing. It was so much fun. The food, the mead, because we talked about the difference between beer and mead. I mean,
yeah.
And of course, I've ordered the whole set, the kilt, the belts, the pouch that goes in front. I think I'm going to get one that has a flask in it, so I can keep the beer or whatever I want to put in there. The shirt, the sash, and I have a headband, and now I'm looking for the boots online. So next year, I'm gonna try to go one more time. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen, but I will have a full outfit by the time I go at least once next year.
Okay,
for sure.
You're gonna join me in Junior next year again for the All Hallows Eve.
Well, I figure I'd see if I couldn't bring Andrew when you bring Gabe.
Oh,
and then
okay.
go with y'all then.
Yeah.
And then go back for our adult day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like all into it, man. It is. I'm telling you, it was. I was expecting to have a good time, because I was hanging out with you, Jay, and you showing me all the things and watching you be excited about that kind of thing was going to be cool for me anyway.
Right.
But I never expected it to be that much fun.
And you didn't even get to do half of it.
I know. I don't know how we did that. We were there at 9:30.
Yeah.
We left at almost 5:00. You stayed.
Wait. No. I thought you left at 3. Y'all stayed a lot later than.
Well, we had to stop by the kilt store, and that kind of led into, we need to run over here and get one more mead, and that we were drinking mulled wine, so we had to get that. And then,
yeah. What
there
they
was one more
up...
shop we had to go. We were looking for the alligator on a stick, the fried alligator on a stick.
Yeah, that was next to the Coliseum.
Well, we started walking that way, and then when we looked at the watch, saying, we're running out of time, so we decided to head out.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
So, okay, so first impressions were, what the hell?
Amazing. You want to grade this thing from a 1 to 10? It was a 10, easy. It was so much fun.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. You saw 2 concerts and you saw 2 shows.
Right.
Okay. So favorite band out of the 2. So we saw Saxon Moon and Tartanic.
Okay. So Saxon Moon was kind of my favorite. And the reason I say that is because the lead guitarist, the boy could play a guitar, man.
Okay.
And then when they did the song with just the drums, the way the 2 guys were beating on the drums, I was just all into it. Now, Tartanic, they were awesome too because they were playing bagpipes.
Yes, so bags and drums.
I dug the group. What was it called?
Saxon Moon.
Saxon Moon. I really liked them, but then when I saw, the bagpipes, it was awesome. You can't beat that.
Yeah, Tartanic.
Didn't want to.
Go ahead.
I did want to buy the CD, but I don't have a CD player, so I'm gonna have to get online and download their stuff so I can put it on the phone and Bluetooth it.
There you go. Yeah. Well, so you can find them on Pandora. You can find them on Spotify. They are on both. Both groups are. I actually have a channel for each. We always listen to kind of Renfesty music on the way there. So it always...
See, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. So it always gets us in the mood.
A week prior to psych me up.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. And we actually, so me and Jay 2 years ago bought a CD and got it autographed. We didn't buy it to play. We bought it to get autographed from the band.
And that was Tartanic.
Exactly. Right. So we haven't bought a Saxon Moon one. We like the group, but we're bigger Tartanic fans.
They were more of a show band because they had a girl dancing. She was whirling fire and stuff like that. So that was really cool. The band, the way they played it, Yes, no, 100%. Yeah, no, yeah. I like Saxon Moon. Don't get me wrong. It's just Tartanic is more my. I like the bags and drums, and 2 guys playing the bagpipes, and them boys could play.
Yes,
I mean they could play. It was awesome.
Yep, and I mean they've 20 years. Tartanic has been there 20 years now at Renfest. So
wow.
Yeah, think about that. And, Jay got pulled up on stage 2 years ago to play with the band.
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah. So 5 years, what was it? It was a 5:00 show. They do it on I think it's the Globe stage. And, so we were there. It was him and 3 of his friends and me. And I got a picture and video, and they basically, they pull him up, they give him a tambourine, and, they want him to, they want you to kind of be involved. Well, of course, he's an ex-drummer. So he's in beat, everything. He's doing all these extra things. he's perfectly in on what's going on. And so they were, after the show, they were like, lined up and took a picture with Jay, with the entire band and all the girls and everything. They all came and stood on the front of the stage. So
I wish I'd have seen that. That was cool.
Yeah, maybe I'll use that as a picture for this episode, because that would be cool. So
well, we might have other pictures when we get to that point.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
We have to download that. I need to get that to you. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. But so the music was really good. We didn't see half the music. I mean, honestly, there were a couple of brass bands that are at the front. They were the harp bands that was down by the axe throwing. So, I mean, there were a lot of different bands and a lot of different shows that we only got to see two. And that's the crazy thing.
And we were busy. I mean, we weren't sitting down for hours on end. We were walking pretty much the whole day.
Yep.
We hopped a few shops. We skipped a bunch of shops that we didn't even go in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of shops that we normally go into that you guys didn't even get to see because we were trying to squeeze so much into a day. It's impossible, in my opinion.
You can't see the whole. It's like anything. It's like SeaWorld when you go to Orlando. SeaWorld or Universal or Disney, you cannot do, like Disney has 5 parks. You can't do one of those parks in a day.
Oh, no, 100%.
So just imagine, they say, oh, you buy a package and you get to go to all 5 parks, one each day. Well, you can't do a whole park in one day. You just can't do it.
No, you can't. You can't.
You have to pick your poison and go through it. And we struggled to get in the half of what we saw.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So music, I mean, we talked about that. That was a lot of fun. I actually was during the COVID shutdown, Tartanic ended up staying so they were, I think, in Arizona at the Renfest in Arizona, and they end up having to, close down. And one of their fans had a rental home, and they let them stay there, until things kind of calm back down to where they could get back out and start performing again. So, of course, they actually did FaceTime shows.
Oh, nice.
So Facebook, live shows or whatever, and they would actually, so they'd do a lot of live shows and get their fans involved and things like that. So it was really kind of cool. So
these people actually go from one Renaissance festival to another, and that's what they do?
Yes. So Tartanic was actually in Michigan before they came down to Texas Renaissance Festival.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it, so I guess that makes sense because everybody has a Renaissance Festival somewhere.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, there are a ton of them.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, the season starts in February or March. So Texas Renaissance Festival is the last one of the season. And it's also the largest one.
Right. So let's say there's 10 of them.
Yes.
They all run September, October, November?
No.
Or does it go July? I mean, do they?
They all go at different times. So there could be
one.
So
you could possibly go to a Renfest once a month, year round.
Well, I think there's not one in December, and there's not one in January and February. Okay, like I said, it's a seasonal type thing. Yeah.
Okay, so if they start in March, here's what we're going to do, okay? We're going to win the lotto. We're going to get big motorhomes and put motorcycles on them, and we're going to start in March, and we're going to go Renfest to Renfest, just drive the country.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go do that.
Okay.
All right. You just got to win the lotto first.
You got the numbers? Yeah, I was about to say, that's going to be tough.
Seriously, right here in my hand.
Okay.
Right here in my hand are 2 tickets.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
You're going to win it. Hey, if we have $100 million, seriously?
I know.
What's a couple motorhomes, 2 motorhomes, good ones, $500,000 a piece, right?
Yeah.
Those are nice motorhomes.
Yes, they are. No, yeah.
Brand new motorcycle, 50, 60 grand, put it in the back, minus a couple of girlies, off we go. Oh, we got to bring the kids. Okay, well, we'll get another one and have somebody else drive the kids motorhome.
Well, what was it? No, we got to hire a tutor and have them drive the other motorhome, and then they can tutor when they were parked.
Yes,
There you
exactly.
go. So there you go.
About a 5'5" redhead, you know, that's got a
Whatever.
PhD in teaching, but you know,
Okay.
and it's mandatory for her to wear a kilt on a daily basis.
Yeah. So, Lord,
Poor Gabe.
Listen to you.
Or we could get a big 6-foot guy.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, I know. Keep him in line, man.
Got to have the girls.
Yeah, I know. So, well, it's
get a guy to cook for us.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey.
So it's funny though that you talk about that, but actually, there's one in Dallas, and I don't know when that one is. But there's also one called Sherwood Forest.
Oh.
What?
That would be cool.
Yeah, that
because of Robin Hood and Sherwood Forest.
Yeah, so that one's 30 minutes outside of Austin. And it's our side of Austin.
Yeah, that's not far from us.
No, it's an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours tops. Yeah, we could Sherwood Forest. Now, it's a smaller one. You probably could do everything in one day. But there's still a lot of stuff that happens at Sherwood Forest. My son actually went to the one in Sherwood Forest one year, and he said it actually had different acts. It had some different stuff. Now, there's some of the same vendors, but it had some different acts.
So, you know what? We need to look that up. I think we literally ought to do a weekend trip to that.
Go up there on a Saturday and do a Sherwood?
No, like get off work Friday.
Okay.
Go up there, get a hotel room, go Saturday, stay the night, and then drive back Sunday or something like that.
No, yeah. I understand what you're saying.
A quick weekend just to say, okay, scratch that off the bucket list. But
no, I agree.
We should do that.
Okay.
So here, I'm looking at the website. Texas is the largest Renaissance festival in North America. It's 55 acres, established in 1974.
Dang.
It doesn't say how many visitors, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was looking for like an overall. Louisiana has them.
Yep.
The Louisiana Renaissance Festival is back and better than ever. So beginning this weekend.
Oh.
And it says it was posted 3 hours ago. So I guess this coming weekend is when the Louisiana starts.
Yeah, but most of us don't care much about that one because the Texas one is huge.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just it. Everything's big in Texas. That's how that works.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, we're gonna have to look into that. I want to know where they all are.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
So that when we win the lotto, we'll be like already prepared to, just
I know.
Buy the motorhomes and off we go.
There you go. So I find it funny. I was worried that you weren't going to like this.
I'm so glad it was awesome. Really was. So much so that if I had Saturday off this weekend, I would go again.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to go back.
Right.
And the last weekend is Thanksgiving weekend. So I'm planning to go that Saturday.
Okay.
I just don't know. I haven't bought the tickets yet, so I haven't, sealed it in concrete yet, but I really do want to go back.
Yes. Celtic Christmas, like I said, is the one that, so we always go 1001 Dreams. We always do All Hallows Eve, and we always do Celtic Christmas. Now,
so which one was this one we went to? What was
All Hallows Eve. It's the Halloween version, All Hallows Eve.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. So 1001 Dreams is basically Fairy Weekend. And so that's the one that Gabe goes to, but we can't stay past 3:00.
Yeah. You know what? That was really funny because when we were there Saturday, when we first got there, it was busy, but it wasn't like, oh my God, there were more than 30 people in a line.
Right.
When I would go get in the line to get a sausage on a stick or alligator on a stick or some more meat, there were maybe a lot of times we just walked right up, but maybe they were closer to the later afternoon, 2 and 3 o'clock. Then there were 5 and 6 people in all the lines.
Yes.
And you could just see people coming in droves. That's when all the costumes started coming in. Like full blown armor, top to bottom. I mean, decked out, makeup, shoes to head, everything.
Yes.
That's when it got exciting. I wanted to just stand at the entryway at like 3:00, drink my meat, and just people watch. It was
Yes.
amazing.
No,
Amazing costumes.
Yes, yeah, and it's insane on All Hallows Eve, the crazy costumes that people come in. I mean, they were just insane amount of, I don't know, what was your favorite costume that you saw that day?
One of the things that I thought were really cool is you got these gigantic men, and I mean 6'5", 350, 400-pound big dudes coming as barbarians, and I mean to the T, man. Like they got bear skins and made shoes out of them, and all the way up to the whole 9 yards.
Right.
There was one barbarian that was in the parade when we were trying to get to the fight deal, and he walked up and he goes, "I love to eat you small children," and he said it. He bellered it. I mean, it was deep voice, like the kids were actually kind of scared, and then he kind of chuckled, and they laughed, and he went on. But I think he was close to 7 foot tall. I really do.
Yeah. So definitely not a guy you want to meet in the alley.
Absolutely not, because he had like a fur coat on that he couldn't close because he had a huge belly, and he was 7 foot tall, 400 plus pounds, not fat, just a big burly guy.
He was built too.
Yeah, he was, but he had a belly.
Yeah.
He had a big old beer gut, which was awesome. And when he said that, he goes, "I love to eat me small children." And these kids were like, "What?" And then he started, he bellered that laugh.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh my God, this guy's funny. He's just a big old teddy bear, but he's acted the part." I mean, he didn't make people afraid.
Yes.
It was fun.
Yes.
So that was really cool. I like that. I like the, of course, who doesn't like the French maid, the outfits, that stuff like that, where they got, the bustiers and, that kind of stuff. But a lot of them in the early days, a lot of them weren't like fully dressed.
No.
They would have partial stuff on, partial here, partial there. That's where at like 2:00, like you said, 2 or 3:00, people come in and they spend some time on these outfits.
Right. Right. I view it as the early hours, 9 to 2, 3:00, are your families.
Yes.
They're there, like the kids are exhausted and they bail out. In my opinion, the 2:00 is more the adult crowd. So it's singles or couples who have the money to do full outfits. They're role playing and they're there with groups of friends or whatever. But yeah, I mean, they have the money to put, families who have kids, generally, they sometimes have the money to put these outfits together, but sometimes they don't. So they, like me, piece it together. I buy one piece this year, I buy a piece next year. Eventually I'll get there, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah, but you can drop $1,000, $1,500 on these costumes.
Oh, easily. 100%. Yes.
Easy.
Yes.
So if you want to really deck out, start buying you can get online and send us an email. We'll send you some of the links to the places that sell kilts and some of the places that sell leather. I bought a leather belt that when you take it off, you can turn it into handcuffs. And that was the only belt I could find, and my pants were falling down because I forgot to wear a belt.
Yeah, right.
If you believe that, oceanfront property.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Lord.
I wanted to say this too. I saw a couple, they were walking in as we were walking out. And I have never seen a better, from the makeup to the outfit, vampires.
Oh, really?
Legitimately real glued in teeth.
Right.
And it was a couple.
Right.
And I mean, the hair, the makeup, the pale, the top hat, the ruffled shirt, the velour jacket and pant. I mean, to the T. And they stopped right where I was standing, and the guy was talking to her, and you could tell he didn't have a pair of plastic teeth in his mouth. Them fangs were glued onto his teeth.
Right.
And he had the little bitty puncture marks on his neck. So did she. And I was like, You can't get any better than that. It's not any better on the movies that was that good. If they were in some kind of costume competition, I bet you they won. No doubt.
Nice. What about the satyr guy?
Oh yeah,
You
he
remember?
was awesome.
Yeah, he did a really good. He was to the hilt too. I mean, you got to admit he put a lot of effort into that. He did a good job. So
I like the boots he was wearing, and so I went and I saw him in one of the shops, and they were like $800, and I was like,
yeah, I know. I know.
wow.
I know. But I mean, that's the funny thing. When you see something you like, it's like, oh, crap. Yeah, I'm going to have to save up for that one, because it's like,
I'll wear my tennis shoes with my kilt. I'm good.
Yeah, I know, right? There you go. That's funny. So, but, I mean, yeah, unfortunately, so you made that comment, but you're supporting local vendors.
Right? Everybody is from Texas. That's what you told me. Yep. Everybody here is in Texas.
Well, not in Texas, but they're in the United States. So most of those vendors, I mean, except for maybe the replica sword stuff.
I was going to say them and the kilt people, they're right here in Houston.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that. Yes.
Yeah.
They have a 713 number on their card.
Yeah, Revs Armor Rex. Yeah, yes. Yes. I know they were in Houston, but I mean, I know a couple of the shops that are in like Michigan and a couple of the other states. I think, what is it? What's the name? Pendragon Jewelry. They're out of Wisconsin. So, and then the other place, Asgardian Armory, is one of the ones I like, and I don't remember exactly where they're from, but yeah, I mean they're all United States. These are real blacksmith, real leather workers. These are, it's not just some China-made something. No offense to, some of the stuff, but I mean, this is local people, local vendors, supporting, and so can't complain about that.
USA made.
Yes.
And the one thing that I did get when I bought something, it's a 1 free kiss card. And it says on the card, this card entitles the bearer to 1 free kiss from any willing man, woman, or beast.
Oh yeah, that's the card I gave you because I was going to let you use it with your girl.
I ended up with 2 of them.
I know, I gave you 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you didn't give me 2 kisses. You gave me 2 cards. Right?
I gave you 2 cards. I ain't giving you 2 kisses. Sorry, man.
No.
I swing, just not that way.
That's only on in a park, right?
Anyway, but it's funny, folks. Yes, if you go, so that was the other fun part is if you go do some of the what I call the games is you can call them games or not. You don't really win a prize, but it's axe throwing, knife throwing, ninja star throwing. They have archery, crossbows, and then of course you have the hammer where you can strength tests or whatever.
Strength test, ring the bell.
Yeah, ring the bell. Yes. So I was horrible.
That's the one I couldn't do because of my shoulder.
Right. And I did really bad. Jay will tell you I usually do really good, but man, I was horrible this weekend. So
yeah, I don't know what was up.
Yeah.
I mean, you got out there and tried it like twice, 2 or 3 times. I don't remember.
I know, I choked. It must be because you were there.
The second time you literally like 3 inches, you'd rung the bell.
No,
so you were getting close. You just weren't, yeah.
Well, I actually hit the bell in the second round. I just didn't ring the bell. It actually went up there and tapped it. It was just like, here you go, let me scrape by you. It's like, yeah. And he was like, I'll give that one to you because it at least hit it. It just didn't hit it enough to ring it. So
you didn't hear me scream, you need to grease that rail.
I know, right? Holy crap. So, but no, it's usually I do pretty good at it. So I kind of was a little upset, but it sometimes you just have off days.
But you made it up with the axe throwing because you got the skills on the axe throw. Because they had 2 different types of axe throwings. They had a 2-handed over the head axe throwing that was like a full-size axe that you would cut wood with, right?
Oh, you're talking about the big, the 25-pound massive metal axe, yes.
That you have to over your head with 2 hands. I couldn't do that because of my shoulder.
Right.
I probably could have, but if I would have hurt myself, that would have looked bad on workman's comp. So I wasn't going to be
No,
silly
yeah,
enough
exactly.
to
Yeah.
Now, we walked over 2 booths, and then they had the smaller axe. How many pounds is that?
It's like a 2.5 to 5 pound tops.
Yeah. So I could do that because it was my right hand. I had the shoulder surgery on the left.
Right.
So you and me and Junior tore that up. I mean, we were,
Yeah.
I was sticking it. I'd never thrown an axe. And that's the big joke, because I was supposed to go to an axe throwing deal with Jay one time, and I backed out the last minute. And Jay's like a master at it, so it was a pretty good challenge for both of us to nail the board. And I didn't even think I was going to stick anything, because I never could do it back when I had the opportunity back in the day, like, I don't know, 30 years ago.
Right.
And so I actually had stuck one in the board, but it was like almost touching the ground. It
Right.
didn't hit the target; it just hit the wall. And then I threw another one, and it didn't stick. And then I threw the third one, and it actually hit the target, but at the very bottom.
Right.
So I would pull that off. And of course, you and Jay over there were sticking everything right in the,
Whatever. I didn't stick anything.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I didn't stick one. Actually, if you remember, both the two that I would have stuck, for some reason, the wood splintered and it fell.
Well, it was frayed.
Yeah.
But they were always in the target.
Oh, well, okay, that's a fair point.
And they might not be perfectly centered, bullseye,
yeah.
but they were always on the target.
Right.
I wasn't hitting the target, but I was proud that I was able to flip it the right way for the blade to hit the wood.
Yes, exactly.
Whether it stuck or not. And the guy kind of gave me some pointers about how to hold it and how not to flick the wrist, things like that. You have to,
Yeah. Well,
it was a lot of fun.
That's the hard thing for most people is you have a tendency, when you throw a baseball, you flick your wrist. When you do a lot of those other things, you flick your wrist. And that is a hard thing to deal with when you're doing axe throwing. You can't flick the wrist.
Yeah, baseball, golf, you use your wrists in your flow through swings.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a little different, but yeah. So,
And then Junior got on the recurve bow, and he was sticking the targets. That was really cool.
That was a lot of fun. He loves that. That's his thing that he really loves more than anything, is he loves the bows. So yeah, between that, we didn't do knife throwing this time. We always do knife throwing, and we always do ninja stars with Gabe. So those are always a lot of fun.
Well, I never even saw those. I don't think
they were right next to the axe throwing. Literally.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, they were just right next to it.
I don't know why we didn't stop. I didn't see it.
Oh, yeah.
I must have been 3 or 4 meads in when we did that.
Yeah. 2 meads in. Yeah. Mead.
You were counting? Wait a minute. You were counting?
I was not counting.
You just know I'm like, hey, we got to pause. I got to go run back to this one place to get this one mead. And you did remind me, I didn't know this, that all mead is honey based. I didn't know that.
So yeah, I was guessing. I thought I had heard that somewhere, and so that's But yeah, I thought I think it was the place that I went to. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we were talking about this. I went and bought a bottle of mead to bring home to try. And I literally asked the lady, I'm like, can I get a honey flavored mead? And she's like, son, all mead is made from honey. I'm like, oh, I feel like an idiot.
I would have never thought that.
I know. Yeah, I didn't know. So
well, come to find out, the mead that I was drinking, it's called East Cider. And I looked it up on the internet, and they have it at Specs. They have it at all the liquor stores.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So you can get it. And it's made right here in Texas.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was cool.
You may have to bring a bottle of that.
It was really good.
Okay.
It tasted like a really weak beer with honey. So it had a little bit of a sweet flavor.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like a cider.
It wasn't overwhelmingly sweet like all these new spritzers and all this stuff that's on, the Trulies and all that stuff that they're putting on that you can buy now.
Okay.
One of the things that I had a couple of weekends ago, Stella has their beer, and it's pretty strong beer. But now they have a cider Stella.
Okay.
And so I saw that in the store a couple weeks ago, so I bought a 6-pack of it, and it was really good. It kind of tasted like a honey beer, but it was more sweet than that. I couldn't drink more than maybe 2.
Oh, okay.
Because it was too sweet.
But so the meads you were really happy with. You really liked the flavor.
It's like you counting over there. How many did I have?
I only remember 2. Okay.
Okay, so I think I had 4, but like I said, I bought my first mead at like 10 o'clock, and we were still there at 5. So I wasn't, putting 4 down in an hour.
No.
Because I knew I had to drive.
Yeah, exactly.
I had one every hour and a half or something like that. Even when it started to get warm, because they were in plastic cups. Like beer, when it gets warm, throw it away. I mean, even as many beers as I've drank in my life, I can't drink hot beer. And this stuff you can drink hot.
No, really?
I mean, I don't want you to put it in the microwave and heat it up to where it's warm.
No, I know. But I mean, it was just,
getting, room temperature. It's still not bad to drink. It doesn't go flat, or it didn't in the period of time that I was drinking. If it took me 45 minutes to drink one beer, which was a 12 ounce, a long time. Even at the end of it, it wasn't a problem going, oh my God, I'm drinking this because I paid $10 for it. But it was still good to the taste, and it didn't,
Right. Well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you found a drink that you enjoyed. I mean, I think that's the key.
Yeah. I can get it now if I want to. So I probably won't drink any of it until September of next year. I might buy one and start gearing myself up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Start getting psyched up about when we're going to go.
Right.
But I'm waiting to start talking about and I'm going to say it just like this: the ass whooping show. Oh my God.
Okay. We're going to just go right to the, okay.
Well, I mean, that was our next step. After we did that, there was a show, and that's where we went.
Yes.
So the full armor, knockdown, drag out. They've got these hammers, and Jay's going to tell you more about it because he knows more about it. But you got these big old boys, and I mean armor from head to toe, like 100 pounds of armor, and they're in this arena, and they're fighting each other legitimately. No tapping on the butt, no nice. It was swing a hammer as hard as you can hit this guy to knock him down. And once he's down, that's it.
Right. So just to give you a little bit, I think you missed the rules. I don't know if you caught the rules, but they actually have rules.
There's rules?
Yes.
I know there's only one rule: no sharp. You can't use swords and nothing like that.
Well,
right?
They had swords because they had axe heads. And they pole arm.
Stab.
Yeah,
they can swing.
Yes, there's so that's one of the rules is no stabbing. And no sharp objects. So it's all blunted. So even if you have a sword or an axe, it has to be a rounded edge.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, so that's essentially and it's once the opponent has 3 points on the ground, he's down, and you're not allowed to hit him again.
I'm laughing because with all that armor, when you fall down, your ass ain't getting up without a help.
I know, right? Exactly. And I think it's more than 100. I think it's more than 100 pounds of armor. I mean, come on.
These guys are flailing just to be able to continue to breathe when they're trying to get up. They're rolling from side to side because they can't. You can't just sit up with all that on there.
Oh no, 100%. I know. So it's funny. It's crazy. We're sitting here laughing, but oh my God, these guys, and this is a legitimate sport. So they're actually part of a whole champion kind of legitimate sport thing. So it was very interesting. But yeah, full metal armor combat. And I mean, so they have padding that they have to put on, and then they put the armor over the padding. So that way, if you hit the metal doesn't hit you in the head. It hits the padding first. So there's some kind of protection there.
Even still, I saw a guy get hit over the head with this big-ass metal hammer, and I know his head had to ring for a week after that.
I know, right?
I mean, and it didn't even knock him down. I was like, what the hell just happened? And the guy he was fighting had to be 2 foot taller than he was.
Oh, you're talking about Sir Gregor.
I don't know who he was, but he was a Big old boy.
So it's pretty funny on Game of Thrones. If you remember, there's a guy called the Mountain.
Yes.
Yes, his name was Sir Gregor. And so this guy at Renfest, that's part of the Full Metal Armor Combat, he literally uses Sir Gregor as his name when he's competing. And so, dude, he fit the part. Except for the gut, maybe. He's a little bit bigger than Sir Gregor. But the height, oh my gosh, he was at least a foot taller than everyone else.
And I really thought the little guy, there was a guy out there. Of course, we were a pretty good distance away, but we could still see. But he was fighting a little guy that was 2 feet shorter than he was with all the garb on. And I thought he was going to take that big old boy.
Yes.
I really did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's, I remember last time we came, it was really funny. 4 of those guys actually ganged up on him, and they took him out just so they wouldn't have to deal with him.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah, I know, right? So,
and then the one little guy falls down and starts biting at his ankles. That would have been funny.
No, that would have been funny. So, but now, did you see the part? What was it? My son. There was one guy. I think it was in the free for all match. So what they do is they do a 4-on-4, team on team. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, so that's the first match. Then they do, 1-on-1s. So one guy from each team, and whoever gets the most points, that team wins. Well, then they do the free-for-all. The free-for-all is the crazy one. That is the one that's just mayhem and madhouse.
Everybody's against everybody.
Exactly. And so it was really crazy because at the beginning of it, one of the guys was tangled up with Sir Gregor and one of the other small dudes, and another guy comes up behind him and kicks him right in the kidneys.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, it's not against the rules. So he had his back to him. What do you expect? So yeah, he kicks him. Oh my God, that guy was down. He went down immediately and he was down, and they were still trying to get him up when the show was over. I mean, it was,
they brought a crane in.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's a big boy.
Yeah, but it was just still the fact that, when you get kicked in the kidneys and you've got a full metal armor on that, it's not easy to get back up. Sorry, folks.
That's good stuff, because the 4-on-4 was the one that was really high energy for me, because they immediately, when they did whatever, shot the whatever, rang the bell, and they all came at each other, they all paired off.
Right.
So it was 1-on-1, 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 1-on-1. Well, the minute one guy
goes down,
knocks another guy down, that's when it goes crazy, because that guy goes to the next group to help his buddy.
Yep.
And then those two take that guy out. And then those two take that guy out. And then there's one guy left against 4.
Right. It didn't it didn't happen that way. But you're right. You would hope it would. But the problem is one guy from the other team takes down one of ours, and then we take down one of theirs. And so, you're always helping each other out that way. But dude, awesome. It was awesome. It's the fact that it's real. I think that's the key point there. That's what makes it. I mean, when you heard them swing their axes and their maces, dude, you could hear it.
And you can hear it hit that armor. And I don't know how thick that armor is, but it's got to be thick enough. It rings.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, it's got to be thick enough it doesn't bend.
Right.
I mean, because when they hit it, you can't afford for it to bend. And
those things got to be heavy as hell, too.
Yes. And it's more than 100 pounds. This has got to be 300 pounds, No,
I'm talking about the hammers and the...
Oh, yeah. The maces and the axes.
They're not like 1 or 2 pound little balls, or,
No,
we're talking
they're not.
10 pound, 15, maybe 20. They're huge.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. The pole arms are crazy, too. So, yeah. But no, that was... that was a lot of fun. I always enjoy that. I really, really do. We caught it 2 years ago for the first time. I think it was maybe 3 years ago. And it was the first year they had it, and they had it in the back area. And when I say you could get right up on it, I mean, you were probably, if you were in the front row, you were 6 feet from the stadium.
Yeah, that's nice. Because, see, it was a good 20 or 30 feet, the arena that they had blocked off for the fighting this time before the railing of the first row.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah, it's a big, like, I guess you would say it's like a horse arena.
Yes.
So it's a sand arena.
It's a jousting arena, yes.
A big circle, maybe 75 feet in diameter, something like that. It was kind of gated off, so the fighting was all going on inside of there.
Yes.
And I don't know how big it was. It was pretty big. From where I saw it, looked like 75, 100 feet circle.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how big it was, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. They're still beating the hell out of each other. So, and the reason why they're doing it down in the jousting arena, at least in my opinion, is towards the end of the show, I actually saw one of the guy's axe heads actually flew off of his axe.
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Thankfully, it didn't fly.
Jousting arena. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah, the jousting arena. But yeah, thankfully it didn't fly towards the crowd. It just flew towards the back because, that would have been scary, I don't know what I would have done if I saw a freaking axe head starting to fly towards me. What the hell?
Now, back in the gladiator days, it happened all the time.
I know.
They just kill the people in the audience and everybody would applaud.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
We need to get back to them days.
Whatever.
With all the crazies out there, let's just hope they get one of the crazies.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay,
so now let's get, I don't know what you got to say, but we need to save the best for last.
Okay. Well, let's not, we're not there. Or are we there yet? Okay.
Are we?
Okay, hold on. Okay, before we get to that. So
I'm excited.
I know.
You got to talk.
No. So I will say, before we get to the last story, we have a lot of fun. I collect swords, so I'm always looking at different swords and different stuff. Of course, there's this one sword place that Jay Jr. loves. I did show Nick the place. It's called Sabersmith. Got to give them a lot of props. They have some insane swords. Now, the price tag is a little high, but you got to admit, I mean, the green and blue bladed swords, they look pretty slick.
These aren't fake by any stretch of the imagination. They are very real. They are extremely sharp. And they are, I don't know what people would say pretty expensive, but I think the cheapest one I saw was just under $500.
Yeah, $475.
And up.
Yeah, up. Yeah. And the one Jay wanted,
way up.
Yeah, and the one Jay wanted, I think, was like $750 or something like that. And I was like, dude, no. I'm like, I know you want it, but save your money,
It's like, no, I want it. I want it.
I know. But, after this year, I'm trying to get him to kind of keep a good handle on his finances because, he was out of work for a little while. So,
right.
Okay. So, of course, the swords were really cool. I caught 10 minutes of the Sound of Fury show that I'm definitely going to have to catch next year because I want to see the whole thing. Somebody made a comment that it was the best show. I caught 10 minutes and I loved it. I can't wait to catch it again, but it's completely an adult show, so I can't take Gabe. So I'm not.
So give me a little bit. This was one I did not see.
No, this is one you didn't get to see, and I was kind of sad because I was like, "Oh, this would have been fun." We actually went to see. It's a show I've seen like 5 times. Rondini. We went to see it, and then basically Rondini's at 2:00 and Sound of Fury's at 2:30. So we didn't make it in time to see the sound
opening.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, but
Sound of Fury. What kind of show is it? I mean,
3 guys, just doing little skits, some improv jokes, and they always throw in information from movies and references, and they're always doing impressions, but it is wildly inappropriate.
It's adult content.
100% 18 and up. I mean, maybe 16 and up, but they literally some kids came walking down to their parents, and they stopped the show and looked at the kids and said, "You need to leave." And they were literally, they had no problem saying it. They didn't want to perform their show in front of kids. They were very adamant that people didn't bring their kids down to their show.
Right.
They're trying to be respectful.
During the day. Yeah.
No. This is during the day.
Oh, I thought they didn't start till like 2 or 3 o'clock.
Well, it's 2:30 was when their show was, but I think they have an earlier one. But the point was, they want to be respectful, and they expect parents to be respectful too. So they tell the kids. So that was an interesting show. I will tell you my other favorite place I go to. I forgot the name of the shop, but it looks like a pirate ship off the front of it a little bit. It's a really good. They have a nice little shop. It's right there by the Odin stage. There's also a sister shop. They always have a great selection of hunting knives. Every year I've picked one up, except for this year. So.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that. We never made it.
Yeah, we never made it to it. So that was always really nice. They always have a great selection of anime stuff. Some of the video game replica swords, stuff like that. They have really great. Parker, who came with us, actually picked himself up a rapier type of sword, right. And but he bought a carbon steel one, which is a real one, and it cost him $180. Beautiful looking sword. Nice. It really was. So.
How was he dressed? What was his? What was the character he was dressed as?
He was dressed as a satyr.
A satyr. I don't know why I couldn't.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know what a satyr is, think of Percy Jackson. Think of the protector for Percy. The goat-looking character.
Half goat, half man.
Yes, half goat, half man. So yeah. So that was Parker's outfit. Some of the stuff he had made when he was with Boy Scouts of America. So, right. He used to do a lot of Boy Scouts of America stuff in college and stuff like that. So, they always did create different things. So it was a lot of fun for him. So, yeah. So, okay. So, those are a couple of shots. We had a lot of fun. So, of course, we talked about the first show, which was, Full Metal Armor Combat. Now we're going to talk about the second show that me and Nick watched. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Cause we got a prelim. We got to work up to the story.
Okay. But I wanted Nick to check this out. So this is a show I've seen 5 times, maybe 6 times at least minimum. This guy is really hilarious. Great. Person, just the way he acts, the way he presents himself. But yeah, I'll let you take over. So
he's a magician or an escape artist, right?
He's a magician, escape artist, comedian.
Yes, and he is very funny. He is, he does very clean, funny, family-oriented, racial jokes, I would say.
Yes.
Because he's a black guy, but he would talk about, only black guys can do this kind of thing, and make it funny. I mean, I couldn't even compare to tell you the jokes, how he did it, but let's back up.
I could tell you one of the jokes, and it was really funny. If nobody will get offended, I will tell you one of the jokes that he told. So I will tell you who he is. His name's Rondini. Okay, it's the name of the artist. He's 65 years old. Submarine class Navy, so he's a veteran. Much props to that guy for that, Right. And he even did. I like the fact that he actually, salutes the veterans in his crowd. I mean,
He did say that. He brought it up twice.
Yes.
And said, thank you for your service.
Yes. So, he's very respectful for that. But yeah, I mean, 65 years old, this guy is hilarious. Okay. So nobody get offended. This was his joke. So if you get offended, be offended by him. I'm just repeating his joke. Right. He said, basically the gist of the joke is, he said, how do you know that Adam was a white guy. And
that girl goes, I don't know how.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a girl there with the drums. Boom, she was doing
exactly.
that.
And so he said, because a black man would never give up a rib. You know,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I got to give him props. That was actually a pretty good joke. I mean, that was funny as hell.
That's an excellent joke.
You know, so but here's the whole thing. He did it in a way that reminds us of old school comedy. What we'll, you know, don't get offended. Just
nobody got offended.
Nobody did. It was funny as hell.
Everybody laughed. It was perfect.
Yes. So, you know, there you go. There's one of his jokes. I hope I didn't ruin the show for you. But trust me. I mean,
no, his show's a good 20 minutes long or 15 minutes long, and it's hilarious. So
yeah, and he's yelling at people.
Lead up to it.
No, but he's yelling at people in the crowd too. He's yelling at people that are walking by. You know, he's making fun of people. And he said, you know, he goes out in the crowd and he looks at this girl and he looks at the guy next to her and he said, "Is this your girlfriend?" And he said, "Yeah." And he said, "Really? Same here." You know, or something to that effect. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
So. I like this guy. He's really got a great sense of humor. He's always messing with the kids. You know, he does a trick with the kids. He pulls 2 kids up on stage. You know,
and he's legit too. He's not cussing. He's not crass. He's not rude. He's family oriented magician / you know.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so we're leading up to the part, of course, that Nick is dying to tell you guys about, because it was
so funny because Jay's been we've been talking about this for weeks. Okay, so Jay said, Nick, if they get you up on stage, you're gonna say no? I'm like, no, I'll get up on stage. He didn't just say it once. He said it like 15 times over a course of like a week and a half.
Whatever.
Every time we talked about it, he kept going, Nick, if they pull you up on stage, you're gonna go up there. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm not afraid to go up on stage. All the skiing years, I'm not afraid to go up there and make a fool of myself because it's a lot of fun. It's all in fun.
Yeah, and so here's the guy who doesn't want to be on stage.
Yeah. So Jay's saying that, and I was thinking that, of course, he's sitting to my right, and the way we're looking at the crowd, I can't see Jay in my peripheral. So when it comes time to ask for somebody in the crowd to come up and help him out, I'm looking at him and I'm looking around the room, but I'm not looking at Jay. And I'm thinking Jay's standing up behind me, pointing at my head, trying to get me pulled up on stage. And all of a sudden the guy goes, "You," and points right to Jay. He's like, "Come up here." Jay had to stand up. You had your cloak on. You had your sword on. You were fully decked out. He's unloading. The guy goes, "Geez, why did I pick him?"
I know. Yeah, exactly.
Or he said something like that while Jason, and he's handing me his sword and all this stuff, and I'm fumbling trying to get my phone so that I can record the whole thing.
Yes.
And Jay, after all that, giving me such a hard time, Nick, you going to go up on stage? Because they might ask you. If you do, you're going to do it. And they called Jay, and I'm like, paybacks.
Yes.
Oh, that was the best payback ever.
Yeah. He's sitting there. I need a strong, dumb man. And he literally points at me. I'm like, shit. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. Oh, it was
had
funny
to
as
pick on
hell.
a single guy in the audience and call him a big dumb guy.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
It was awesome. It was so funny.
It was. I will be honest. I had so much fun up there. You know, it was a blast because I had already known the show, so it's not like it was anything weird to me. Right. You know, so for me it was like, oh, this is kind of cool. You know, honestly I had a blast.
So what they did was they pulled Jay up on stage. Rondini puts on a straitjacket.
Yep.
And then he's got one assistant who's a male, and then he's got a female assistant, and she's talking to people while they're setting this stuff up, and she's playing the drums and doing ba-doom and stuff like that. So while they're doing that, they put the straitjacket on him, zip it up. Jay helps him do that. Then they tie his hands with the leather straps in the back. Then Jay and the other guy push his elbows as close together across his chest as they could to strap the leather down. Then he comes out with a chain, and he wraps the chain underneath the elbows and over the shoulders and does that 3 or 4 times. And then they hand Jay 4 padlocks. Those huge ass that you can't shoot a gun through them padlocks.
They're master. They were actually masters.
Yeah, they were big, huge ones though.
Yeah, yeah, they were good ones.
So they said, "Okay, Jay, put one on anywhere. You could put it anywhere." So Jay's locking these things down, and then they double check and triple check, and then they set a table out with a pillow on it, and I was like, I don't get what the pillow was for. Well, he starts to maneuver his way, and you can see him moving his shoulders, and he's talking. He kneels down on the table, and he falls forward face first with his face in the pillow so that he can maneuver himself to loosen up the chains. And then one chain fell off his underneath one elbow, and right there it was like, okay, it's on. Then the other one fell off, and he got out of it. And then when he got it all off, the chains fell over the top of his head onto the table. Then he stood up, and then he dislocated his shoulder just like Mel Gibson did in Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, so
dislocated his shoulder and got out of the straitjacket.
Yeah, so that was the funny thing about it is after he gets the chains off, he actually tells everybody, "Okay, raise your hands." Everybody raises their hands. He said, "Okay, put them behind your ears." Everybody puts them behind the ears. He said, "I'm going to send a noise out to you." And he said, if you're impressed, give me an applause. And that's when he's sitting there. I mean, it is dead silent. And when he dislocates his shoulder, you know it.
The entire crowd could hear it.
Yes, 100% you could hear the pop. And yeah, that was insane. The first time I heard that, I just about fell out. Because I was like, holy crap. That had to hurt. But also, that was impressive. You know,
and he did it just like that.
But he also...
Once he dropped it. Yeah, he dropped the shoulder and he was able to get out. I mean, it didn't just like fall off of him after that. He had to wiggle and struggle and yeah.
Right. But also, you know, if you think about it, he also put it back into place on stage in front of everyone, which also was insane. You know, so yeah, I'm like, dude, this guy's, you know, talented, crazy, but holy crap, he did it. You know,
see, you know, I don't know if you remember, but when he started that, every minute or so, the guy would give him a sip of water. They said it was water, but I'll bet you it was meat. I'll bet you anything. He was drinking the same meat I was drinking.
No, it was water.
You don't know? It could have been straight vodka. He would have needed that to pop his shoulder out.
I know. So
I'm kidding, of course. You know, I'm just saying.
No.
You know that has to be painful.
Yeah, no, 100%. It has to be.
He did that. I mean, it was a great show, but it just made my day when Jay's like, "If they call you up on stage," and I just like, I would have gone. And then they're like, "Hey, you." I'm like, "No way." So I've got an 11-minute video of that whole thing that Jay was up on stage. I was trying, and I did on my phone. I tried to send it to him, and it's on a Droid, so I couldn't what do you call it? Drop it?
Yeah, whatever.
I couldn't do an airdrop, so we couldn't do that. So as soon as we get over with this, I'll plug my Droid into my Mac, and I'll copy the file up and send it to you.
Yeah.
Through Skype or I don't know how we're going to do it.
Well, no, what we can do is if you upload it to my Dropbox.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
I'll upload it to my, and what we'll do is I'll get it uploaded to YouTube, and we'll attach a link for the podcast.
Oh, there you go. See, we can do that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, you know, hopefully you guys will enjoy, you know, watching me on stage. So, you know, being my fat gut. So,
yeah, whatever. But I have to say, Jay, you know, I went into this thing, honest to God, a little bit skeptical because I hadn't been there in 50 years. I mean, I knew I would enjoy some of the things and I would enjoy looking at the shops, but I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did.
And you know, go ahead.
It really is an interesting, fun period of time. The historical value of the things that are going on there, and the passion that some of these people have in their costumes and that era and the whole 9 yards. It's just amazing.
Yes, it really is. And you know, you know, we talk about that. You know, there's different themes for different weekends. You know, so if you think about it, you know, 1001 Dreams is Fairy Weekend. And so
right.
The Fairy Weekend is insane. The amount of fairies that are there. is just insane. It's really crazy. But, at 3:00, you better be out of there if you have a family, because
See, that's when I want to go.
Yeah, listen to you. I know. Because it's
I
funny.
want to see the adult version. I didn't raise my kids.
I know.
My youngest one's 18.
Yes,
let's go.
I know.
Time to do adult stuff.
Yes. But so the last time we were there, I think it was last year, 1001 Dreams, we're getting ready to walk out. And I walked into one of the shops to grab something real quick as we're walking out. And Jay and Gabe are sitting on the flower bed outside because their feet hurt. I mean, we're wore out.
It's been a long day.
Yeah. And especially for, a 10-year-old, it's a long day. And I walk out and Jay's like, it's time to go, Dad. I'm like, everything okay? He said, yeah, the outfits just went adult. And I'm like, okay. And I said, and Gabe looks at me and he said, yeah, that girl didn't have a shirt on. And I'm like, what? And Jay was like, yeah, girl just walked by and all she had was pasties.
And you turned to the cashier and said, cash me out and give me that blindfold there, please.
Yeah, I know, right?
Cover up Gabe's eyes and walk him out.
I know. I was just like, okay, yeah, it's time to go. It's yeah, exactly. I mean, no offense, but yeah, so that's why we go in the morning, because it's more kid friendly. So
now, see, I want to get there when the pasties show up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so whatever. So,
but it was. It was so exciting. It was a lot of fun. I want to do it again and again and again. I really do.
Right. So, yeah, I want to try the Pirate Weekend. Pirate Weekend's supposed to be a lot of fun. So that one's interesting. Everybody dresses up like pirates. That
would be cool.
Yeah, the workers there are still in their same garb. They don't really. Some of them will have a pirate, but some of them just have the same outfit. But yeah, the pirates, I mean, it's just big pirate. That was one of the things we didn't get to see too, is they actually have a pirate show that's on a pirate ship. So
I saw the ship. We just never went in. It was like a museum or something.
No. There's 3 different pirate ships there.
That's like we only saw a quarter of the whole thing. And we were there for 7 hours.
I know.
Jay.
I know. Like I said, dude, there's so much to do.
Okay, so the next time we go, we need to wear running tennis shoes and a jogging outfit so that we can run from show to show to show to get everything down. And then we'll start drinking the mead and put our costumes on.
Whatever. I ain't doing that.
You can't. That sword you were carrying, that thing was heavy.
It was.
That's a real thick leather strap that goes,
across your shoulder, yeah.
Harness across your belly and across to the side. And then you've got the big Witcher sword. And it's not short. It's 6 feet.
It's normal length. Yes.
Well, no. What's a normal length? For me, a normal length sword's 3 foot long.
4 foot long. I think it's a 4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems longer than that. Because when I put it around my shoulders, I couldn't keep it from dragging the ground.
Yeah.
I could put the sword on the ground and tuck it underneath my armpit. So
really?
That's like 5 foot.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's bigger than that.
Okay. So I'm carrying that, and then you add in the flask, the bottle that's wrapped in leather.
Right. So you had your little goblet with your magic potion in it.
Yep. Well,
That's
empty.
the Alfredo sauce.
Yeah, the Alfredo sauce. Yeah, whatever. Shut up.
Only previous listeners will understand the Alfredo sauce goblet.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Anyway.
I'll be okay if Junior wants to bleep that one out, but that was funny.
No, we'll leave it in. But yeah, so, I mean, folks, really, we had a lot of fun.
It was great.
If you haven't been, this is a comment I just want to share. It's something that you said. There's been so many people that have told me, I don't think it'd be something I'd enjoy. And
yeah.
I keep wanting to say, how do you know unless you've tried it?
And I was that guy. I was absolutely, yeah, it's Renaissance. You know, I'm not a big fan of watching, like, I can watch some Westerns on TV. When you start getting the old English stuff, kind of, sort of, but it's just like, I'm a little bit more modern. I'm a Star Wars,
right, a sci-fi guy.
DC, sci-fi guy. So going back in time just didn't.
Yeah, fantasy, medieval, just didn't really interest you.
Trust me, I'm interested. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I can't wait to pick a costume out and then pick another. If we're going to do the pirate next year, I got to start looking at my pirate outfit.
Well,
because if I go, I'm not going to go half-ass.
So you can do a Scottish pirate.
Huh?
There you go. Just a little.
I am buying the tactical kilt.
Yes, you can tweak it out a little bit, add a couple of pieces, make it a pirate version.
Put a couple of muskets on it. Oh man!
See, if you take the shoulder strap thing that I had and add the muskets to it. Yeah, see,
dual wielding muskets.
There you go.
Right across the front of my. See, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you have it.
See. Yeah, come on, man.
And then I can strip all that and not wear any underwear and wear it to the other thing.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, whatever.
Put the kilt on and some wings.
Yeah. So I'm not going to touch that one. I'm not going to touch that one. So anyway, but yeah, no, that's the only thing I wanted to say is people just never know. It's they look at it and they're like, I don't think I'd be interested in that. And it's sort of like the one date who actually told me, she's like, yeah, I don't like Renfest. And I'm like, okay. She said, I don't understand why they need to dress up like fairies. Because it's fun.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. It's you're getting away from the real world. You're getting a chance to unplug, I mean, I think that was more than anything. The one thing I enjoy about it is you're unplugging from the normal everyday.
Here, let me give you my aspect on that. We watch movies and TVs to get out of our regular life for that short period of time, right?
Yeah.
To imagine that we're a superhero, or imagine we're flying, a fighter jet in Star Wars or whatever, right? So that we lose our imagination in that stuff. Now, just imagine if you were in the movie.
Yep.
When you put the costume on, you really feel like it takes you back to that day. I mean, yes, there's modern stuff and you still got your cell phone and there's kids running around being silly and stuff like that. Not like they did back in the day. But when you're walking through these little shops and nobody said, hey, how was your day? How's it going? What they said was, good day, me lady. Good day, me mate, whatever they said.
Yeah, good day, my lord. Good day, my lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they talk to you like that when you walked into their shop.
Yeah, they're completely in role. In character. In character. Yeah. Yes, 100%. Go ahead and finish.
So
Sorry.
It really makes you feel like, wow, I've really jumped back into this. And if you let your imagination run with it and you're fully costumed up, it was beautiful. It was amazing. And some of the costumes that you saw weren't just crass and, girls with pasties and stuff like that. There was some amazing stuff done. There were all kinds of people that were fully decked out. I mean, all the way down. What do you call that? What was he?
Who?
Junior's friend. What was he dressed as?
Satyr.
Junior's friend.
Yeah, the satyr.
A satyr.
Yes.
There were people that, I mean, he was dressed all the way down, but he was wearing tennis shoes. Okay.
Right.
There were people that actually had shoes made that look like goat legs.
Yeah,
so their
hooves.
Foot is like almost straight up and down in their hooves.
Yes.
And they're walking on these. I mean, like you look at them and you're like, oh my God, how did they put that on? You don't see zippers and all that. I mean, these costumes are amazing. Yeah, and it really does take you back.
Right. The horns are blended into their skin. It looks real. They have all the makeup to make it look about as authentic as it can be. And some of these guys are even shirtless. I mean, so they really, it's a satyr bottom and it's a human top and that's it, and it's completely the amount of costumes. Now, All Hallows Eve is a little more just regular costume, in my opinion.
Yeah, because there was a Spider-Man and a Batman. There were things like that too. Really good ones.
Yes.
Like legit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But like you said, you saw the Draculas. You know, we've seen a couple of ones from a couple of like Lord of the Rings and things like that. There's some insane ones. The one big guy I showed you at the front gate when we first came in, who had the sword that was almost as tall as he was, and he's literally with his arms, you know, sitting on the sword. He's there every year, you know. So
like he had killed about 500 rabbits and sewed them all together and had a coat and boots and the armbands and the hat. I mean, he was decked out.
Yes, he was.
It was awesome.
Yes.
It really is. It really is. He was taking pictures of people.
Yes. So there's some impressive things, you know, in costumes and everything like that. But you would be surprised. People just need to give it a shot, give it a chance. So
yep.
We've got to wrap up. We've gone a little long today. But I know we are doing another episode. We are bringing you a Would You Rather Renfest edition.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to recording that. We hope you enjoy it. We're kind of brainstorming some really good questions. So you guys need to make sure you stick around for that episode. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You know, we'll try to do it some justice.
Yes, sir. And I want to take this time to thank you for talking me into going to the Renfest. I really appreciate it. I really had a fantastic time, and I love you, brother, with all my heart.
I love you too, man. I love you too. So, well, folks, as usual, come on, follow us. You know, share us. You know, do anything you can. We really have fun making these shows, and you know, we hope we can reach people and share some things that may help them. You know, we've been having some really good feedback that people can relate to some of our episodes, and so you never know, you may have a friend that can relate. So
shoot us an email.
Yeah, shoot us an email as well. Exactly. So I don't have anything else. Do you, sir?
I'm good, brother.
Okay. Well, you know, from all of us at Jaytalk, we hope you have a great time. Go check out Renfest. Peace out.